Thank you all so very much for coming, and we're going to hand it over to Craig in just a moment. I am Melissa Karjanakis. I run the startup program at Cloudflare, and I would like to invite all of you, if you haven't already signed up for a startup program, to apply here. I just dropped the link in the chat. You can apply to get up to $250,000 in credits. That's $250,000 in credits. And so please apply. We would love to have you. And if you can't get the full amount, we can give you smaller amounts too, just something to get started. So please apply there. We're very fortunate to have Craig with us today to run this session. A little bit about Craig. He's a software teacher, backend developer, self-taught polyglot, and known for engaging and empathetic, for his engaging and empathetic teaching style. And he has a lot of dad jokes. And he thrives on bridging the gap between the idea and implementation while exploring new tech and sharing insights. So today, that idea to implementation, he's literally going to live code for us. And it wouldn't be a demo if things didn't break. So things will probably have little hiccups along the way, but that's the point. And, we're just so grateful that we have Craig here. You're very fortunate to learn from him. He's got such a long career of teaching people in many different places all around the world, and not just about technology. So maybe he'll get into that at some point. But Craig, thank you so much for being here.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Melissa. And welcome, everybody. I'm so excited to get to talk to you about the Cloudflare Stack today. So I asked people, and it looked like a lot of people kind of already knew us, right? A lot of people already know what Cloudflare is. For those of you who gave me a 0 out there that said, I don't know what this is, you've probably run into us, right? We've probably stopped your site from having a DDoS attack. Well, a lot of times I'll be at conferences, I'll be, how many people know Cloudflare? People raise their hands up and be so excited about it. And so they'll like, yeah, you saved my site. Or, oh my gosh, my site's so fast. We have this CDN that people know us for that CDN. But then what happens is I say, do you build on us? What do you build on us? And they go, what do you mean? And I hate that. I hate that because we have an entire developer stack that you can build on. So, and if you haven't seen it before and you haven't tasted this before, I'm going to open up a to-do list and it's going to feel overwhelming. Well, let's take a breath. We're going to take a breath. We're going to go through this. I'm just going to give you a quick overview of what I think is important to look at here, and then we're going to jump right into a demo, okay? So I promise this will not take too long, and it is going to feel overwhelming. And here it is. Oh my gosh, I just opened up a whole bunch of to-dos. I like to break these into 4 different categories. So we've got compute, we have data, we have media, and we have AI. Okay, so don't worry, we're going to talk about AI. I know everybody probably just thinking about AI just a little bit. And this is going to be super interactive. So as you have questions, make sure that you drop them in the chat as well. I will try to do my best to watch the chat and see what all the Gabby Shires out there are thinking. So the first thing we're going to talk about compute, this compute bucket. So we have this tool that really kind of kicked it all off. It's called Workers, and it takes a web request in and sends a response out. And it's super powerful. It's a JavaScript V8 engine isolate, which means that you can run these applications immediately. I want you to think of it like a function that takes a request and then sends out a response. Now, the thing that's awesome about this is that for those of you who knew us from before, we have data centers all over the world, right? So we have points of presence wherever your application is running. And therefore, these little applications that you run, these little workers, are right where your users are, right? Because we've taken the time to build that network. So you have at the edge, you have right where your users are. We like to say that when you deploy one of these workers, you deploy it to region Earth. You don't choose where it goes, it just goes. And it's super powerful, and I'm excited to show you a little bit about that. We also have Pages, which integrates with popular web frameworks. So you can think about like Astro, Vue, Nuxt, Next.js. Gives you a nice starter there that just goes and pushes, and you can build full stack applications on this serverless platform. And it is super powerful. I will show you a little bit of where those templates are and how to get started there. Because people love building here. So what we started seeing is people are building entire applications here. And as you know, as you start building applications, there's a lot of requests that come in. And sometimes it's hard to maintain how all that things go, and you need to split your application up. So we have in our stack, we have a thing called queues. So queues will go and allow you to send a message, and it will fan out, and you can take into a worker, get that message, do some processing. And so super powerful, really, really slick, easy to connect things together. And what we found in there, this is new in beta. This is one of my favorites actually, is a product called Workflows. And so what Workflows does, I don't know if you've seen this before, but it has durable execution. So what that means is you can run a task and make sure that it finishes. If it fails, it will go and it will retry. Now, if you're trying to run one of these tasks, if you're trying to finish one of these tasks, one error that you might see, like a lot of times we connect, we developers, we connect to these external APIs, and you'll see like, hey, you're going too fast, slow down, exponential back off sort of things, right? So, and you normally have to handle that in your code. This does it automatically for you. It will retry the step until it works, and it will go. And now the other thing that happens is it can sleep. So you might think about this as something where maybe you're building an app, you've got a new user, and you want to email them in 7 days. So you can just say, sleep for 7 days, and then the next task you email them, and it will keep track of it. It's gorgeous. It's in the dash. It's really nice. Kind of a mind-bending exploration if you want to start playing in that space. And as I am going through compute, I'm going to go really quick, and I'm going to take a look at what is going on in chat. Is full Node.js compatibility coming soon? We have a wide Node, it's close to Node compatible. There's a lot of people will have questions about that and where they run into things. And first of all, when you do run into problems, and there are things that you would like to have, we have a great community and we listen to what's happening. So we do have Node compatibility at a certain level. There are some things obviously that don't make sense, like file systems and things like that. Workflows are like complex lambdas, yeah, sort of. I think you can kind of think about them that way. So you see a step, and a step moves to the next step, and they retry if they fail. So let's move into the data section side of things. And over in the data, we have a bunch of 2-letter names. So I'm going to go over those really quick. So KV, that stands for key value, very powerful for when you want to do really quick reads. And those are it's just available there to you in the stack. And I'll show you what it feels like to use this, because it's usually like one line of code to integrate it and make it go. It's really, this part of the stack really is kind of mind-blowing. Here we have this thing called R2, which stands for whatever you want it to. I like to say that it stands for robust and reliable. But if you bump those letters up, if you bump the R to S and you bump the 2 to 3, you'll see that it says S3. This is our object storage, and it is S3 compatible. And the nice thing about this is you can flip out your code and it will just work. You can flip out the URL and it will just work. So it's S3 compatible. And the nice thing about it is we have 0 egress fees. So those of you who are trying to store your AI training data places, this is a great place to do so as well. So D1 is our database. So it's a distributed SQLite database, very powerful. A lot of people have you can build an ORM on top of it. It's great. It's just there. There's a nice migration pattern that you can use from the command line as well. So a lot of built-in niceties to have. And then we also understand that if you might already have a database, so we have a tool called Hyperdrive, which will give you a URL, and we handle the gnarly stuff, like the connection pooling and the caching and things like that, things that we're really, really good at. We can handle that for you and get it in the right place, right where it is in the world, like closest to your database or closest to your application. We have lots of things called smart placement that helps place things, and Hyperdrive. Every person that I've talked to that uses Hyperdrive is blown away by how powerful it is. Just being able to get connection pooling and caching with one line, you kind of replace in your code. This is now your connection string, and now you have this globally distributed database based on where things are. So, and then really this one here, this durable objects, is a bit of the belle of the ball. This is a wonderful product. And I'm wondering if it should belong in compute or it should belong in data. I can never know where. It kind of sits right in the middle there. So it has the ability to, you spin up these tiny little servers. You can imagine a server that can go outwards. So like you might model an AI chat application, and this has data inside of it. So it has SQLite instance inside of the this server that you're running, and it kind of feels like you shouldn't be able to do it. It's one of those like, this should be illegal things running, and it has WebSockets. So these WebSockets can come out. So you have a very nice real-time agents, and there's one of them, and it's addressable by name or ID. So you can have lots of them where you want your users to be. Super powerful, probably worth another one of these just on that alone. A lot of our tools are built on top of durable objects. So just kind of like thinking about how it can scale, a lot of our tools are based on this, right? So queues and workflows are built on top of these durable objects. So it's this really nice primitive. You might have heard of it as the actor model. We also, we know that web apps have a lot of images. So we have a whole caching and resizing and AI tools on there. So you can kind of do like a face weight. So you can kind of pull pictures in so it's on their face, like any sort of thing that you're trying to do on there. We have a really great product called Images. We have a product called Stream, which does live streaming. So if you wanted to take and simulcast, like we're kind of doing now, if you wanted to simulcast this out, if we wanted to push this to Twitter, you could do a live stream there. It has all the nice it's called Whip and Wep. If you're into this world, check that out. It's really, really nice and powerful, RTMP, things like that. And then as we're seeing, real time is getting more and more important. And we have a product called Calls, which will show off. It's basically literally what we're in. So like a room where you're able to chat and send things, and you can take this and build that in your application. And we've abstracted on top of the WebRTC protocol, giving you lots of servers and also a pretty fun SDK that you can use to build things like. And this is getting more and more important, right? As we start seeing more and more real time when you can like talk to your computer, this is real time is there, and we have this here to start building with. So a great building block there. Over here, let me check the chat. Any compatibility with coding in Ruby and Rails framework on workers in the pipeline? Not that I'm aware of, but if that's something that you're interested in, that is definitely something that we like. If you go to discord.cloudflare.com, you can jump in our chat, and I would love to hear discussion about getting Ruby on Rails up there. So we do have a WASM engine. So if things that can go to WASM can be hosted here. We have Rust as well, is available as a pretty native and widely loved. We also have a Python support on the way. It is going to be huge, I think. I would really love to see we do have Python workers. I know that that's huge for the AI crowd, which we're about ready to talk about here. So we have models. We have models hosted, open models. So we have a partnership with Hugging Face. Lots of very specific task-based models are available. So we have text generation, image generation, we have translation, summarization, vision to vision, where you can kind of see what's in a picture, that sort of thing. We have those models hosted for you so that you don't need to, and we also handle the scheduling and the routing and that sort of things. So hopefully it's one AI call away from using an AI model. Along with that, we also have a vector database called Vectorize. So if you don't know what vector databases are, they're typically how you do like similarity searches. Like this thing is similar to this. They got really popular in the AI world because we can use semantic search now. So we can take a sentence and we can break it into the tokens, and then we can say these are similar to these. And now I can say, oh, you're talking about this. So when people go and they build the common examples like a support chatbot, and you want to put your docs in there, we have the ability to store your docs in with a semantic search there with this vector database. So that's what this vectorized database is. And AI Gateway, last but absolutely not least, in fact, I think the sleeper hit of all of this is if you are running AI tools, and which you probably are, you start wondering like, ooh, how much is that going to cost? And like, what happens if it goes down? And you're thinking about things like that. This is a great place. If you pipe things through our gateway, we can tell you how many tokens are spent. We can tell you how much it costs, not just our stuff. So of course it works with the workers AI model, but it will go out there. And now we're adding all sorts of functionality all the time. So we have evals, so you can see how good did this do? Oh, do I need to change my prompt? All sorts of thinking about how to build these AI applications from your dashboard, right? So it's a really nice, powerful way of looking at how your AI apps are evolving. And we have people focused on it, right? So we have people watching what trends are and trying to keep that so that when you build AI apps, they can be thoughtful. And again, our mission is to help build a better internet, and that's what all these tools are about. We're trying to help build a better internet and giving you these primitives that are available. And that's a lot, right? That's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff there, and I'm sure that there's stuff in there that you didn't know about, and there's stuff in there that I don't know about, right? Because we're always pushing stuff out. So I'm going to show you what it looks like to get started, but I don't want you to forget about this. And we're going to come back to this here in a bit because I've started an app where I've used a bunch of these things, and I want to kind of show you what it feels like to work in this space without forgetting this, because I feel like I need flashcards to be able to do this. And so I started a flashcard app, and I'll bring you into there. But first, I just want to show you right from the start, just like how quick it is to get started building this. And I would love for you, your homework assignment, if you will, is to do this, to go and build one of these. So I'm going to go into my terminal here. I apologize for the light mode that it's in currently. And I'm going to say npm create Cloudflare at latest. And that's what you do to get the package started. And I'm going to go ahead and install that. We'll call this live demo starting up. Just in case I've done this before. All right, so we're going to go and I've got some options here. We can see that there's these framework starters. So I could take a look in here. I could look at the different frameworks that are available. Remember, I said there's a bunch of them available. You can come in here and just get started with that. I'm going to go ahead and not do that. We'll start with the hello world because that's what we're after. We'll build a little hello worker here, but you'll see that you also have the ability to dive into that durable object as well. So we'll do a hello worker. I'm going to use TypeScript because I like to call it typo script. It catches my errors before I fat finger something. And so you'll see here that it is using Node packaging, right? So it is leaning on the ecosystem that is Node, and it will support a lot of the packages that you would want to have there. I do want to use Git by default, and I don't want to deploy right out of the gate, but we'll get there in a second. So I called it live demo starting up fed. There we go. And I'm going to open this up in my editor. So I've got a nice package here of things. And I want to bring your attention here to this index file. So again, remember, this is our function. This is, I need to provide a module here. So we'll see that it exposes a function that just takes in a request. It has this environment, and that environment is going to be the stack that we were talking about and some additional context. And it says, hello world. And so there's, right out of the box, there's a really nice cycle of working. We've got npm run dev. I'm going to start that up. And I will open up that as a web page, and we will see that I have, in fact, have hello world, which of course isn't impressive. And I'm going to do a comma just to fix it. I'm going to save it, and you'll notice that my local server reloaded. And now we have the properly semantic original hello world with the comma in place, which always gets me whenever we do this hello world starter. So that is how quick you can get going and going and returning things. Oftentimes you're going to want to have paths and things, and you can look at the request and you can split things up on the path, or you could use a library that does that. And one of my favorite libraries is called Hono. If you haven't seen Hono before, it's amazing. It means flame in Japanese, and you'll see why here in a second. So I've installed Hono. I'm going to go ahead. I have a little starter thing so we can look at it, and you'll see that I bring in Hono. It's bound to my environment. And it has app.get, and there's this hello. And so it has this little Hono context with this, which is the C, and it says hello world, right? So now if I do, I'm actually going to go ahead, I'm going to deploy this. So I'm going to deploy this app that will say hello world to the internet and to region Earth just by saying npm run deploy. It's going to go out. I'm going to choose what account I want to push that onto. It's up, and now the site's actually up. So like you saw how fast that was. That was super fast. And it's under /hello. right? The path is hello, not just slash. So I said I wanted a hello world, and it's gone ahead and it's giving me proper JSON. So that's really great for building APIs, right? Very, very quick for going and building APIs. But let's go a little bit further. Let's add one of those bindings to what we're working on here. So I was thinking, why don't we'll do some AI. That's probably one of the first things that you want to do here. So I'm going to go into this JSON, this wrangler.json. So we have a command line tool called Wrangler, which helps you kind of build and create things. And we'll take a look at that here in a second. And it helps you define what's available. And one of them that we want to do is AI. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to make a new AI. And its binding is AI. So that is all I had to do to get AI available here. And now in TypeScript, if I do this npm run cf typegen or Wrangler types, it will build this interface for me. And now automatically, when I go use things, I get a very nice type ahead. So I'll say const results equals await. And I want to do c.env. So that's my environment, right? That's the environment that's bound in. And now you'll see that I have, because I've bound AI there, I have access to this AI. And I also have some nice completion. This looks good, right? Let's do the new DeepSeek. We'll use the new DeepSeek model that we have that's available, the distilled Quinn version of the DeepSeek model, let's be clear. It has some properties, and I see that I have messages. And if you have built an AI app before, you're familiar with, you have this sort of thing where you say, this is the role, and this is the user, and the content that I want is let's say hello world in 5 different languages. We'll just have it generate some text for us, see what comes out. So I've got this results coming back, and I've got a slash sitting there on my screen. What that is. And we'll do this results. So I'm going to pass this results out just there. I'm going to go ahead and deploy this again. And again, up super fast. It's up. And I'm going to go back to my page and I'm going to refresh this page. And it's going to take a little bit longer. We do offer streaming as well. And this is one of those processing models. So it should be thinking. There we go. And so it is. Okay, so the user's asking me to say hello world. And so we've got hello world, bonjour le bon, hello world, ciao mondo. Is ciao mondo correct Italian? So it's really thinking, right? And then it presents it more clearly, and you get more information here about the prompt tokens, the completion tokens, and the total tokens. That's what comes across from the AI. So that is very quickly how you would build an AI app. Of course, this thing can return streaming. You can stream out to your applications as well. I've been wanting to build myself this flashcard app. I want to know what's happening. Let's watch this out. I'm gonna go to this page really quick. We will go to developers.cloudflare.com, which is our docs, right? And if I go here to this view all products and I come in here under this developer platform, it's a lot. There's a lot of things on here. And this is kind of like that spreadsheet that I had shown you. And I would like to test myself and see if I know what all of these are. So I started thinking about, like, what if I made a flashcard app? What if I did that? So what I started thinking about was, like, it'd be cool if I had flashcards. And when I clicked on the flashcard, maybe it just says the title of it, and then I see what the description is, and then I could click in and see more. So that's kind of like the app I was thinking about building. And so I started on it. I started on building that, and that's we will get rid of this guy here. That's actually in this agenda where we were looking at. So we got started. We did create latest, we did a build, we did a deploy, and now we're going to start getting into where I had left things with some to-dos. So there's this index.ts here, which is going to be what's holding the files. But I started already. I started and I built and I documented here in the steps. I documented how I started going to do things. So I built a database. So I used Wrangler, right? That's the command line tool to create a database called flashcards. And when you do that, it generates some code that you can go and push into your configuration file. So here's my my D1 configuration file. So when somebody asked before about how you go and you build a database, you can build a database from here. It's also available in the dash. You can build that database. And this is the database that got built for me, right? So now I have a binding to this DB that I can use, right? So I'm able to go and now I can query this database. Now the database didn't have anything in it, of course. Obviously, when you create a database, nothing's going to be in it. But we have a nice migrations package. And if we look, let me go back to those steps really quick. I think I documented it here. Yeah, so I did this create flashcards, initialize tables, and it generated a migration for me. Now, if you were to get this, the migration would exist and the folder would be here, and you could just go ahead and run this locally on your machine because all of these things that come, you can run them locally before you deploy them. So that's a really nice thing about the Cloudflare developer platform is we try very, very hard to let you run everything locally as you possibly can. And thanks to it being JavaScript and then isolate logic, a lot of it works. So there's been a lot of work to make this as close to running locally as you possibly can. And that works for the database, right? So you can run that, you could run the database locally and play with things there and do a really quick iteration loop before you deploy. So in the initialize table, I've created a new table where we have a slug, all right? So whatever the name of the product's going to be, we have a title, we've got the description and the URL, and I just put a created at timestamp there. I went and I built the database, and now I'm going to use that. I'm going to build. I've left this here. I'm going to build the API out that I need to do to be able to get there, right? So to be able to share those out from my database, and let's look at what this feels like. This is really nice to build. So again, I'm in Hono. So I'm going to do API and then cards. And I want an async function that takes the Hono context, right? And I'm going to get back those results. And I'm going to say, await c.in.db. So that was the name of the binding that was in there, right? And I am going to say prepare. So autocomplete there, and we will do select star from flashcards. And again, you can use, there are very nice ORMs that we recommend to use as well if you don't like writing this, and I understand. I could understand if you don't like writing SQL. And we will go ahead and do all, and that's going to get back, you can see that this is going to get back this prepared statement. Oh, it's going to get back a result that has a record of string, and it's called results in there. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull that out like this. So there's going to be, the object has results, but I'm going to pull that out, and we are just going to return that, right? We already know how to do c.json dot results, right? So there's a, yeah. So we have here, it's an object that's called results, and it has a list of the records. And let's just make sure that that is running. So I'm going to go ahead and got everything so bumped up big. We're going to do npm run deploy. Now this, you'll notice, has a lot more bindings. So I'm using workflows, which is currently in beta. And it's going to come, it's going to push up all of the things that are running here. And I'll show you, we'll walk through all these other things that are happening here, but you'll see that here's my flashcards database that it's connected to. And I have this /API cards. I'm going to open this. We're going to go to this URL, which should not be working, right? Because we don't have anything there yet. So we're going to go to API cards. And we saw that it came back, and it came back really quick, right? That's a very fast, it's hitting my database. It is coming back. That's on the server, right? Coming back. And we'll see that we have slug, title, description, URL, and created app. Now, I built this I actually went and scraped the page on our side. So on this page, page that we were looking at here, what I went and did was I scraped this. I used a workflow, and I went through and I scraped each one of these, and I pulled stuff off, and I pulled the title and the slug and the description off with that. Let me show you. Let's walk in there really quick. So we've got our first, we built our first API. We've got a couple more to-dos in here, but I'm going to show you the workflow, right? So we were talking earlier about the workflow. This is where those steps come in. So the workflow is called product gatherer. And it takes a list of params that we can pass into it. And you'll see that there's this step. So I do step dot do. This is going to be a little, let me see if I can get a little bit more real estate so it's not as goofy there. So I'm going to name the step. I'm going to gather the product links. So this is one of the things wasn't on my list. Again, one of those things we have this browser rendering tool, which will allow you to use Puppeteer. Basically, you can use Puppeteer to go and scrape, and we host the server for you. So all you need to do is Puppeteer launch. You pass it this browser object. So there's a browser rendering object, and then I can go and I can walk through the page. So I looked at that page, I got what I needed out of the page. And I passed those out. I passed out links and session ID. And you'll see that outside of this step, I have links and session ID. So that will come back memoized. Anytime I go and run this, if this workflow doesn't fails or the internet turns off for us, it will come back and we'll have the state of what happened with that step, right? So it's memoized. We'll have the link and session ID. And then I'm gonna connect to that same DB, right? So again, this workflow has access to that same environment, so it's there. So I'm making sure that the slug doesn't exist, and then I am going and I don't know exactly how SVGs work, but I do know if I grab the HTML of SVGs, I could store that away. And to me, that felt like a really good use case of a KV, of the key value store that we were talking about. So if I put the SVG HTML in the KV store, I feel like that would do what we needed. So I did that based on the slug, and you'll see that there's a loop, right? So I'm looping through each one of those links, and I'm going to each of those pages, and I'm grabbing information about that page. So I've clicked each one of those little current little boxes, gone to the page, pulled the SVG off, and pulled the first description, and I stored that in the database. So that's what we're going to use to build the flashcards. So now we've got this SVG in a key value store, and as you might imagine, it's pretty straightforward to get that out. So using the API, we'll do API cards, and now I'm going to do a slug. So the slug here, right? So in the path, I want to have a slug of, and we'll call this SVG. And again, we'll do this async. Get the context here, and I'll say const SVG HTML equals await c.env. And see, I've got all these things here. So there's a KV namespace that is called SVG. And I'm going to get, and I need to get that slug. I need to pull the slug off. So I'm going to say const slug equals c.rec.param. Param is the right thing here. So it's going to pull the slug from the URL. So now I've got a path that whatever that slug is there, it should go and do that. We've all written code similar to this, I'm sure. And so we've got that. And then I'm going to go and return that again, CJSON, and we'll do a result of SVG HTML. So hypothetically, if we go and we look back at this, and if I go and I look at this agents, I'm going to use this agents as the slug, and I will go and deploy again. npm run deploy. And it's up. If I go and I say API cards, and then I do agents / SVG, I should go and it should hit the KV store, and it comes back, and there's the value from the KV store. So now I have an API that will get back HTML version of the SVG. I probably could have stored that in images if I was making a larger project with this. Okay, so here we go. So the next thing I could do is I could build a vectorized search for this. I could go and make sure that we hit the workers AI and we get an embedding for it. I'm going to jump really quick to, before we do that, I think it's probably time to build a front end. Probably time to build a front end on this. And now I am not very good at front ends at all. So what we do these days, people who are not very good at front ends, is we do a thing that's called vibe coding. Let's just try it. Let's try it. I've got a pretty well-defined SVG here. And I have the ability in here. I have this folder called public. And if I just drop some files in there, if I drop an index and a CSS and some JavaScript in there, it will host it. So I could very quickly probably build at least the page for this if I do some vibe coding. Now, my favorite way to do that these days is with voice. I usually drive my kids around in the car, and I will talk to my chat GPT. And let's just do it. Let's open this guy up. And let's build it. I don't know. What could go wrong? Here we go. Hello there. Can you hear me?
Hey, Craig, I can hear you loud and clear. How's it going?
Good. Hey, I'm doing a live demo right now, and I want to build a flashcard app for all of Cloudflare's products. Um, it's got two APIs that I want to use. They're already written. I just need you to give me the HTML, the CSS, and the JavaScript for this. So it's based on the Cloudflare developers documentation. So it's like a black and orange. Um, and I want flashcards. And so on the flashcard, I'd love for there to be an image of the product and then like the title. And then when you click it, I'd love for it to like flip. And on the other side, it shows the description and maybe there's like a read more link. So there's two APIs. The first one is /API/cards, and you'll get back a list that has results. It'll say results, and then there'll be a list of those, and they'll have title, slug, and title. Hold on a second. Title, slug, description, and URL. Yeah. And so that's where the read more link will go. Let me just make sure. Yeah, so it's slug, title, description, and URL are the fields that will come back in /API/cards. And then the other thing that we have is we have an SVG there. So that's slug. I'll need you to go and hit for each one of those. Hit the /API/cards, that's slug, and then /SVG. And that will return a result that has some HTML there. So I think that's all I have to do. I hope that did you get all that?
Got it. So you need a flashcard app that fetches data from API/cards and then loads SVG content from API/card/SVG. Each flashcard will display a product title and image on the front and flip to show the description and a read more link on the back. I'll put together the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript for you. Give me a moment.
Great, thanks. Okay, we'll see what's
You're
happening
welcome.
there. I'm gonna
Sure.
drop into
Let me know
text
if you
mode.
need anything else.
I'm gonna drop into
All
text
right,
mode so I
let's
can
dive
copy and
in.
paste.
All right, I'll keep an eye out for the chat. Feel free to.
Okay, so first of all, that's crazy that that world exists. And let's see how it did. So I'll just say, can you generate those files now, please? Oh, and it's 01. I didn't even realize it was on 01. So it's going to be very thinky. Um, um, oh, the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I've been doing this lately with. What is it doing with the transcription?
As we said, Craig, wouldn't be live coding if there weren't some hiccups. So this is great.
Did it not? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Where is it at? I feel like I jumped into the wrong can you hear me? Yeah. We tested before to see if this was going. Oh, maybe did I just do this on? Oh, did I just lose everything I just did? Oh no. Yeah, I know it. I feel like I'm in some sort of like cached mode where I can't see.
Like ChatGPT is gaslighting you right now.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you see, don't tease me. So I did this. I do have some files. you're going to have to believe me that this worked. Take my word on it. I'm trustworthy.
I saw it
wouldn't make this.
happen. I saw it happen. I was there.
So I saved them because I have a folder, like you should, when you do things like this, called just in case. And this is coming from my just in case folder, which of course is not as impressive as this, but I'll show you what this feels like. So it would have generated a file that says index.html. And it generated a script and a style. And I have never seen it lose that before. In fact, most of my work would be gone if that happened normally. So that is not what. Don't read too much into that. That normally works. They must be having a bad day. Who knows what got announced today, right? Something got announced. They're probably rushing to make it work. Okay, so I have these three files that were generated by OpenAI at a different time. In fact, I'll show you where it happened. Start up top, dry run. I have them here. It generated these files. I could have came back here and did that. So that's what I should have done. But I just copied the backup from this. But this is it working, single shot, me just rambling. You'll see I did a very similar ramble here. Hey, I'm just doing this stuff. So that's an old one. But I practice before I do these things. So there I have that. I'm gonna do this npm run deploy. And imagine that got created by it. So it's got these assets that are hosted there. And so now slash is going to work because I have an index file that is there. And so now if I go to my start page here, we'll see that it is going and it is hitting each one of those as it goes. It's building those, it's going and getting the SVG for them. And if I click it, it automatically goes. So the real-time serverless video and data applications knew it, and I can click to go to read more there. So this app is up and running, brought to you by AI from the past. There you go. And this is a good place for you to go and explore what all of those products are. And it is, we're going to make this API cards search. So we're going to do app.get API cards search. And again, it is an async function that is taking that Hono context. And that Hono context, this time we're going to say, we're going to get the query from that. So we're going to pull the query off of the query string. We'll do c.rec.query, and we are going to pull Q here. So we'll just let the user, type. We will let the user just type Q, and then if they don't pass anything, we'll just search for Cloudflare. Kind of a required variable there, if you will. All right, so we now have this query, and the way that the way that this works, the way that when you go to build something like this, you have to take what the user asked for, and we're going to take it and we're going to turn it into embedding. So we're going to turn it into text. A text embedding so that we can search other text embeddings. So what happened was when I was doing the work, when I'm going through the workflow, I took those descriptions and the titles and I indexed them. I took them and I went into the Vectorize, I upserted, I pushed the information into here. So I took the information, so that all those flashcards are embedded. So I have those embeddings in my vector database, and now I'm going to query that vector database. But to query that, I first have to take what the user asked, right? I have to take what they asked and then turn it into embeddings. And there's a relatively naive way to do that, right? I could stretch it out a little bit more, but I'm just going to make some embeddings of that. So I'm going to say embeddings, const embeddings equals await, and I'm going to use workers AI, right? So it's there, so .run. And when I built this vector embedding, I did it with the BAAI large is one here. So, and what this takes is it takes text, and I'm just going to pass it in the query that comes back there. So, and I believe in this, you can build a vector database. So in the steps documentation here, again, I'll get you access to this. to build the vector database, again with the Wrangler, create the flashcard products, and there's a preset, and I use that same embedding model. So that's why the text in there is going in that style. And so back in my index here, so now I have these embeddings, and I want to query Vectorize now. And what we'll do is we'll get the results back. So we'll say const results equals await c.env.vectorize, and I'm going to query, and I'm going to use those embeddings that I got back. They have a property on them called data, and I want just the first of that row. There'll be one row of it because we only embedded one thing. So the first row of that, and I also want to return the metadata is true. So there's an actual option to it, so I can see what else was on that metadata. Okay, and then of course we're gonna just take a look at that. So we're making c.json, and we will just pass back this results as results here. All right, so we have API/card/search, and we're gonna do question mark Q. I'm gonna deploy this. So we'll say npm run deploy. It is going up, and again, all of these bindings are happening. So Vectorize is bound here in this, and my workflow. There's the namespace, all defined in the toml there, and we will come to my endpoint here. We're going to go to API cards search, and we will say Q equals, we want to look for database, right? And that should hit the search. And let's refresh this or blow this up a little bit. And you'll see that it found database, right? And it's the score, the relativity score there is 73. Also finding data, right? So it's finding the words, it's looking through those words as what could be possible. SQL database queries, D1, it's right? So that's also right. So we would want that to show up. KV, I guess, is kind of a key value database, right? And workers analytics engine. And you'll notice that the score is coming down for different properties there as it goes. So what you would do, of course, is show the most relevant one. Now, in a situation where you're building RAG, right? So that's retrieval augmented generation, you would pull one of these results and you would take the ones that match, that are similar to what the user is looking for, and you'd put it into the context. So if they were in the middle of a chat and they're like, I want to know more about your product KV, I would pull the KV documentation, put it into the chat, and then I could be able to have that as context for the application that I would pull in. So that's a nice vector store. It's there. And the great thing about literally everything I just showed is this is all on the free tier. This is all on the free tier. And you'll know that in the beginning, Melissa talked about a startup program where you can have $250,000 in credits if you join the startup program. There's a very generous free tier. Know about that first, before you dive in. So like, come build, fall in love like we all do with this platform, and then start building on it. And I would love to, we will send this out. We'll send out, if I come back here and we look at my agenda, let's get back to that agenda really quick. And we will look. I wanted to share this. I need to leave this on here. So I remembered. If you go to this shorty.dev, this is a Cloudflare app that I built that will go ahead and it's a key value store. Also, there's a demo for that. We have a wide library in our YouTube channel for our Cloudflare developers. If you want to go there and learn, I made a video about how I built that, but this will get you to this repo. I will update it with all of the stuff that you just saw. And I'm going to go try to find out what happened in my OpenAI chat. That's scary. My gosh, can you imagine if I was like, wrote the best screenplay or like whatever and I lost it? Oh my gosh. I'm glad there's just vibes coding there. So
Yeah, so glad that you had your backups just in case. Thank you so much, Craig, for taking us through this. If folks can just give him some love in the chat, use the reactions, like thank you, We appreciate you so much. Truly, Craig. Every time I see you do this, I'm like, wow, like this really is so easy. Meanwhile, I'm like trying to code in Python and getting ChatGPT to fix my Python code. I'm like, no, 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 no. I just need to use more Cloudflare. Like so simple, so easy. I love seeing you work. Thank you for taking us through all of this. I really appreciate it. Yeah. And you can get more of Craig if you're in the startup program. And I'll plug one more thing. If you have a startup and you want more hands-on support, including office hours with the incredible Craig, you can apply to another program called our Workers Launchpad program. So it's called our Workers Launchpad program, where in addition to the credits, which you could get on the startup program, this program is for companies that are a little bit further along, but still really early stage and want that extra hands-on support. So you can get office hours with people like Craig, and we have other Craig-like folks, Kirk and Mark, in other parts of the world. So you can apply to the Workers Launchpad Cohort 4, which will start the first week of April, but applications are due February 28th for that program. So thank you all for being here, and thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks everybody. It's such a bonkers time to be a builder, and I'm so happy to have you build with us. So thank you for being here. Thanks for attending.
Thanks, everyone. Look at all the love in the chat. This is great. Look at that. Ron, how soon will the recording be available? Couple days. Like we can get it for you this week.